Samsung just built one of the most powerful foldables ever, but Motorola may have found the one weakness Samsung can't ignore. The Galaxy Z Fold 8 Ultra brings a 200MP camera, a next-gen Snapdragon chip, and a thinner 215-gram design. But the Motorola Razr Fold undercuts it by $200 while packing a 6,000 mAh battery, 80W charging, 50W wireless charging, and a mind-blowing 6,200 nit display. So is Samsung's Ultra actually worth the extra $200? Or is Motorola the smarter foldable to buy? Let's find out. Starting with the design, both phones are built around a large book-style folding display, but they take slightly different approaches. Samsung focuses on being thinner and lighter, while Motorola goes bigger on battery, display brightness, and charging. And that difference becomes very interesting once we compare them side by side. Samsung's Galaxy Z Fold 8 Ultra features an 8-inch dynamic LTPO AMOLED 2X inner display. You get a 120Hz refresh rate, a resolution of 2256 by 2504, and up to 3000 nits peak brightness. On the outside is a 6.5-inch 120Hz cover display with a 1080 by 2520 resolution. Now Motorola comes out swinging. The Razr Fold has a slightly larger 8.1-inch LTPO POLED inner display, with 2K resolution at 2484 by 2232 and an incredible 6200 nits peak brightness. And the cover screen is arguably even more impressive. It's a 6.56-inch LTPO POLED display with a blazing fast 165Hz refresh rate, plus Gorilla Glass Ceramic 3 protection. Samsung has an excellent display, but Motorola wins this round with the larger inner screen, higher brightness, and faster 165Hz cover display. Now let's talk power. Samsung uses the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 for Galaxy, paired with up to 16GB of RAM and 1TB of storage. That gives the Fold 8 Ultra serious flagship-level performance. Motorola uses the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5, built on a 3nm process. It comes with 16GB of LPDDR5X RAM, RAM boost support, and 512GB of UFS 4.1 storage. On paper, Samsung has the advantage in raw processor tier and gives you the option of 1TB storage. Motorola still packs serious performance, but Samsung takes this round. This could be one of the biggest differences between these two phones. Samsung goes all in with a 200MP main camera featuring an f/1.7 aperture and OIS. It's joined by a 50MP ultra-wide and a 10MP telephoto camera with 3x optical zoom. For selfies, there's a 10MP cover camera and a 10MP under-display inner camera. Motorola takes a completely different approach. The Razr Fold has a 50MP main camera with OIS, a 50MP ultra-wide and macro camera, and a 50MP periscope telephoto camera with OIS. And Motorola also offers 32MP and 20MP front-facing cameras. So here's the interesting part. Samsung clearly wins the main camera megapixel battle with 200MP. But Motorola's 50MP periscope telephoto with OIS could offer a more versatile zoom setup. And Motorola also has much higher resolution front cameras. Overall winner: Samsung for the main camera, Motorola for front camera resolution and periscope hardware. For this round, I'd give a slight edge to Samsung, especially if photography and detailed main camera shots are your priority. And this is where Motorola hits back hard. Samsung packs a 5,000 mAh silicon carbon battery with 45W wired charging and 20W wireless charging. That's respectable. But Motorola goes much further. The Razr Fold packs a huge 6,000 mAh battery, and charging is rated at 80W wired and 50W wireless. That's a massive difference. You get 1,000 mAh more battery capacity, significantly faster wired charging, and more than twice the wireless charging power. Winner: Motorola. If battery life and charging speed are high on your priority list, Motorola has a serious advantage here. Samsung's biggest advantage becomes obvious when you pick up the phone. The Galaxy Z Fold 8 Ultra measures just 4.1mm when unfolded and 8.9mm when folded, and it weighs only 215 grams. Motorola's Razr Fold measures 4.55 millimeters when open, 9.89 millimeters when folded, and weighs 243 grams. That's a 28-gram difference. Samsung is also thinner when folded. So despite having a huge folding display, Samsung has managed to make the Fold 8 Ultra noticeably more portable. The Motorola Razr Fold does have Moto Pen support, which could be a major advantage for productivity. Winner: Samsung for portability. Motorola gets bonus points for stylus support. Samsung ships the Fold 8 Ultra with Android 17 and One UI 9.0, and Samsung promises 7 years of major OS updates. That's a huge advantage for anyone planning to keep their foldable for several years. Motorola's Razr Fold runs Android 16 with Hello UI. Motorola's interface is designed to be clean and straightforward, but Samsung's One UI has a major advantage when it comes to foldable-specific multitasking and long-term software support. Now we get to the part that could completely change the buying decision. The Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 8 Ultra starts at $2,099. The Motorola Razr Fold starts at $1,899. That's a $200 difference. And Motorola gives you 16 GB RAM and 512 GB storage at that starting configuration. So you're getting a huge battery, much faster charging, an incredibly bright display, and a lower starting price. So which one should you buy? If you want the thinner and lighter design, stronger flagship processor, 200 MP main camera, 1 TB storage option, and Samsung's long-term software support, the Galaxy Z Fold 8 Ultra is the better choice. But if you want a brighter display, bigger battery, dramatically faster charging, 165Hz cover screen, periscope telephoto camera, stylus support, and a $200 lower starting price, the Motorola Razr Fold is incredibly compelling. And that's what makes this comparison so interesting. Samsung looks like the more refined flagship. Motorola looks like the hardware value monster. So which one would you choose? Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 8 Ultra or Motorola Razr Fold? Drop your pick in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more 2026 tech comparisons and buying guides.